Cool. We're live with Jon Landman from Teradek. He's going to tell us all about the VidiU Go. Jon, thanks very much for coming on the show today. We've had you on our show before. We were talking about Teradek products in general. We promised we would bring you back when the VidiU Go was shipping. It started shipping about a month ago, but we had a schedule already set in place. So we're sorry that it took a while, but welcome to the show, Jon. I don't hear him.
You realized that it was definitely worth waiting for.
Cool. Now tell us a little about who you are and what your role is in Teradek.
Okay, so I've been at Teradek for about 9 years now. I've been through many releases of new products, but I would say that the anticipation for the latest VidiU family product, the VidiU Go, has been really one of the best that we've released. I'm very excited to be here today to announce that.
And we're very excited to have you on the show. The VidiU Go, one of the things I want to stress is it's a professional product. It has both SDI and HDMI inputs, which is very important. And then also what I love is that you get the instant live streaming, but you can control it from either the unit itself, a mobile phone, or the web app. Talk to us about that a little bit.
Well, Gary, before I mention that, I think we should also, just have a look at the device itself. I would say that it is very Apple-esque in its design. It's made out of certain materials that is unlike any other encoder on the market, and it's taken us a good year and a half to work with this device.
Yep.
And hopefully you see the quality of the engineering is second to none, and the materials that we've introduced here, and the lasing and the design is really very special and unique to us, and has been learned over the years that we've been designing these things.
Yeah, it's a really good looking product. We've got one over here too for the folks to be able to see, and what we're really excited, this is something that, it's not like a boxy little brick. It really looks good. These nodes, these little pieces here are the nodes. They're removable. That's what has the cellular SIM goes in. And with the two antennas, you're really going to get very good reception. And I think you guys did a really good job. The other thing I want to talk about is it feels solid, but it's still lightweight. It's not a bulky, heavy product. So just kudos to your design team on that. But if we're going to talk about the design team on it, let's talk about what's inside, because that's what's really special about this. You guys are actually delivering HEVC at this price point, and no one in the industry is even flirting with bringing it in for under $2,500 or $5,000. You're bringing it in at this product. Tell us why you guys can do that and why it's so important.
Well, I think that, our years of experience in designing chips meant that, as a chip manufacturing company, we were able to leverage the designs that we'd created in our higher end products to put it into the VidiU Go product. There was no reason why we shouldn't. And, we are a quantity company, having delivered about 45,000 encoders to this point in time. So, if we continue in that trajectory with the amount that we're going to deliver, there was no point as designing an H.264 old school product. We wanted to do the latest and greatest. And, when you look at HEVC, it's the difference between color and black and white. It's really a game changer for our industry.
You said the difference between color and black and white, and I want to harp on that, the difference between standard def and HD. The benefits of HEVC is that you get more picture quality for the same bandwidth, which is very easy for people to understand, but then I like to convert that into dollars and cents, which it also means is you can have that same great quality that you can send over your limited pipes, and therefore your bandwidth falls in half. So if you had a data rate that was normally going to be a show that was going to take 2 gigabytes for the show, you can do that show with a single gigabyte now, and if you're paying $10 per gigabyte, that's going to save you some money.
You're exactly correct. HEVC is a game changer in the way that it will give you the same quality video for half the data used, or twice the quality of video for the same amount of data used. So you as a consumer can decide, what do you want? Do you want to go for better quality, or do you need to make savings? Or, as we find that is more the case, trying to do streaming, you want to go down to the local concert hall and do a stream of your friends with a proper camera, and you find that data or bandwidth is limited and challenged, that's why you're going to have to lower the bandwidth if you want to guarantee a stream out. So if anyone wants, I can forward them some examples of 500 kilobit per second and 1 kilobit per second encoding from HEVC that I think will actually blow them away.
Yeah, I think you actually have sample clips with that on your website, or at least you used to. And I want to stress what Jon just said, because sometimes, no matter what you do, you're just in an area that has crappy cell service. And the advantage of HEVC is it means if the cell service is only the equivalent of 2 bars, you're going to get 4 bars worth of quality, is the best way to think about it. And Jon's example is really great. I know sometimes you're in a bar and the bar is like at the end of the road and it's not getting good cell service. You're in a particular house of worship that's a problem. Now you can still get acceptable data and acceptable video quality when you're working on such limited bandwidth resources. So HEVC is very important. Everyone's jumping on that bandwagon, but Teradek is leading. And with 45,000 encoders already sold, it's no wonder why you guys are the leaders here. Now, I want to jump ahead. We have a theme to this show, which is the top 5 reasons to stream with VidiU Go. Now, obviously, there's a lot more than 5, but we only have 15 more minutes left in the show, so we're going to jump right into that. And the first reason, stream reliably wherever you need to be. That's what me and Jon were just talking about, but pick that up a little bit just about network bonding in general for those who don't understand what it is.
Right. So network bonding is the ability to take multiple different connections, whether that be cellular, Ethernet, or Wi-Fi, and combine them together in order to aggregate the amount of data that you're getting. As you can see on the VidiU Go, we integrated 2 cellular connections. So you could have one Verizon SIM and one AT&T SIM, and we combine those together with the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet, and then send those up to the cloud using our proprietary TDS protocol, which is an error-corrected protocol that, when we send it to the cloud, it's controlled and adapted based on network conditions. So it's a very, very resilient protocol. What is also important for us is that the consumer can use the video and take it straight out the box and go live immediately, because we're going to ship it with the SIMs inside.
As an option, yeah. We're going to talk about the bundles a little bit later, but this picture I think that you can see that's up on the screen, we don't have to go full screen with it, but it explains how the modems, the nodes attach to the side, and you get 2 of them. And we recommend using 2 different carriers. They can be any 2 different carriers you want. And in fact, the folks at Teradek are going to be able to tell you when you log in to your, get the unit initialized, what carriers they recommend from where you are. So that's super cool. Next thing is, it's a cloud-based solution. The core where you go up to is the Teradek Cloud, and it does several different things that are really important. Multi-destination streaming means you don't have to pay for another service like, what's it called? Repeat IO? What's the one called? Stream.io, the one that sends it to the different things? There's several different products out there that you go up to them and they stream to Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Their cloud does it for you and does it at higher quality. It does the transcoding, which is real important because, as Jon was telling me, we were running through rehearsal the other day, it's great that we can get HVC up to the core, but so far none of the CDNs support HEVC, so something's got to turn it into the signal that they want to see. You get bonding, you get monitoring, and you get the remote configuration. But I want you to talk a little bit more about the cloud, Jon.
Gary, I'm really surprised that you actually listened to me. I mean, it sounds like you've learned a lot. That is true. There are other services out there that will take a feed and then distribute it to a number of CDNs. But what they don't do is give you the statistics that we give you that confirms that the stream that you are sending from your encoder is actually going to be sent to the destinations that you need to be going to. Right? So if we look at the core interface, you'll see that it gives you the data rate that's coming in. It will show you if you're losing any packets. If I roll you over here, this is the feed coming in from the encoder.
Yep.
Right?
And in fact, just so I can point out, that's Eddie and Janice, our production team over there, coming out of, we have a little PTZ camera in front of me that they're rolling on. So we're actually showing this live as we do it.
Yeah, this is a real live demonstration. So as you can see, we're sending 1080p HDMI video in here with embedded audio. We can see what we're encoding at. We can see our resolution. And what's important is I can see my statistics here. I can see that, am I dropping any frames? Am I, what is my latency? So that, when you're trying to do a stream, you can confirm that the quality that you're sending up to the cloud is good quality, right?
Yeah.
Now, what we've, and how we made it easy to send to streams. Here's where we add the channels. If I go to my sources, my destinations, I can add a channel. These are all the different destinations that we support. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. All these different destinations. I can't see them all on the screen, but many, many different destinations, including we're just about to launch LinkedIn, so
yep.
live to LinkedIn, which is going to be huge, right? And the way that we add a destination is really easy. Basically, add a channel, select, add, and now we can start all of those to go live at the same time. Here we can see keyframes. So from a perspective of being streamed, it keeps things really, really simple.
Cool. And one of the things that separates the core from other products, there are other solutions which are subscription products. You're not a subscription problem. You're a pay for what you use, when you need it, when you use it, and it's a pretty flat fee, understandable program. So basically it's 50 cents per gigabyte for your upstream to the core. That is 50 cents per gigabyte for your outbound. Now, obviously, if you're going to multiple sources, you may have multiple outbound charges, but then there's a $3 an hour transcode charge if you're transcoding your program. So if you really think about it, for like $5 you could do a 1 hour program most likely, and for $10, a 2 hour program. And that's not a whole lot of expense. Like I said, you only pay for what you use when you need it.
You're absolutely correct, Gary. We've spent a lot of time honing in a pricing model that would work for everybody. For that guy that does one stream every other weekend, or that guy that does streaming every weekend. The pricing, as you can see here, this is a rule of thumb.
Let's go to the rule of thumb, yeah. And guys, this is Jon Landman's rule of thumb for cost per hour of video streaming. I really thanked him for giving us these data, because it's probably the #1 question we get on the phones and chat rooms and stuff is, just how much data do I need to do my 1 hour or 2 hour program? So thanks for this. Let's bring this back up on screen.
Yeah, so if we're encoding at 720p at 2 megabits per second, which is a very nice quality on Facebook or YouTube, that looks really very, very nice. We're going to be using about 1 gigabyte per hour. So 1 gigabyte, if you think about it, AT&T or Verizon, if you ask how much is a gig, they'll charge you about $10 a gig. We charge, in the SIMs that we deliver, $10 a gig. So, go back to that slide and I'll walk you through the other numbers there. So yeah, so we've got $10 a gig to the carrier, and we're charging 50 cents in per gig and 50 cents out per gig. So you've got 10 plus $1. So it's $11 an hour to use core, including the cellular charges. Now, if you're using Ethernet or Wi-Fi, then really you're just looking at $1 an hour, right? You're just using $1 an hour to send to core. So what does the HEVC transcoding cost mean? Well, if we're sending the same quality video, we're now going to be using half a gig instead of 1 gig. So our cost is going to be $5, and then we'll charge $3 to transcode that to H.264 in order to send to all of the CDNs. Hopefully that makes some sense.
So you'll end up saving about $6 an hour with HEVC, which is very cool. And one of the things I want to go to next is, we're hyping on it again, but you can reach more audiences. A lot of people who stream to Facebook like we do have learned that Facebook likes to limit what you can do. You can go to a page or your own personal wall. What you guys do with your technology is I can actually go to multiple Facebook pages, multiple YouTube channels, a dedicated RTM stream. I have the power and control over my stream to send it wherever I need it to go. and I'm not limited to what the Facebook API is going to let me do at any given time or any other API from any other vendor.
I think that you said it perfectly. We want to give the freedom to the person that streams to be able to stream it to as many locations as they want to. I think the most that we've done at this stage is 109 Facebook pages from one encoder.
Wow. And one of the things that I want to stress is, and we've learned this by working with other products as well, is that you don't just use the VidiU Go on your camera. Let's say you want to take a Sling Studio or a Roland mixer or even a TriCaster Mini out into the field with you. You may not have that good internet connection, or the connect speeds may be very poor there. With the VidiU Go and the HEVC, you're guaranteed to get that high-res content to deliver your show from wherever you are. And we found that with the cellular bonding solutions, about half of the people who use it on camera, and the other half really use it downstream from a mixer or some other kind of computer-based device. And that's a very cool feature of this, because it really becomes a Swiss Army knife. You're going to find more than one way to use it.
I have a lot of customers that use it on the output of a switcher. Even if that switcher can do encoding, such as a TriCaster, what people are telling me is that my quality is better than a TriCaster can encode. And if you think about it, the TriCaster is using a lot of CPU to do what it does the best, which is switching, adding lower thirds, etc., etc. Let us do what we do the best, which is encoding. That is all we are. You cannot run Word on our box.
Spot on, John. And one of the things that I want to mention to people is this is really, if you're using a computer-based solution, TriCaster, vMix, Wirecast, they all do encoding. But that takes resources out of the computer. They're all dedicated computers. So any resources you can offline just means those resources are now available for your program to do extra levels of green screen, special effects, whatever you want to bring in. Maybe you want to add some interactivity where you're going to bring in a scoreboard or something. All that takes cycles from the computer. So this offlines it. And then one of the things we really love about the VidiU Go that's really, once you set it up, it really starts going with the push of a single button. And I got to compliment you guys on that, because some products become overly complicated when they become this powerful. With you guys, I'll show you the button. I'm not going to press it because we don't want to go live, because we're already going live on our show, and I don't know what that'll do if I hit that button. But all you have to do is hit the button and you are live, and that's tremendous. So great job on that. As you guys say, from boot up to ready in just 10 seconds. And now,
thank you, Gary.
Cool. And now
yes.
I just want to go over the pricing again of the product for everyone. So what we have is the base VidiU Go is $1,490, and then each node, that's those little modems on the side, are $399 each. Now, you don't have to use them. Like John said, you can go with Wi-Fi or Ethernet, but like we said, cellular bonding is what this is all about. And for the Teradek core, once again, you only pay for what you use. So if you're not using transcoding, if you want to go up in regular, you can. 50 cents per minute, 50 cents per gigabyte inbound, 50 cents per gigabyte outbound. When you think about a gigabyte being an hour's worth of video, is a very reasonable price for this service with no need to subscribe to it or pay any monthly fees. You pay for what you use. And then what's even better are some of the bundles that you guys have put together. So one of the bundles you put together is the VidiU Go with Core, where you save a couple $100 because you get the VidiU Go and you get the Core for $500 worth of Core for $300. But what really excites me is the bundle you see on the picture with the case. That's the deluxe bundle. This bundle, $26.90, gives you everything you need to run the product. You get the VidiU Go, you get two nodes, you get the bonus Cellular SIMs, you get the $500 credit, you get the carrying case, total value $28.90, that's a $300 savings. Let me tell you why that's so important, folks, is one of the things about this deluxe bundle is out of the box, you're going to be a few mouse clicks away from getting it to go. We're going to include the SIMs. You're not going to have to go to your Verizon store. You're not going to have to call AT&T and wait for it to get there. The SIMs come in this bundle. You will log into Teradek, and Teradek will basically tell you what SIM carriers they recommend most in your area. I believe you have most of the carriers going right now, and I know you're working on getting them all in there, but that out-of-box experience with the with the Teradek VidiU Go is second to none. And at $26.90, you've got everything you need to be streaming, and you'll pay a la carte for what you need based on your data carriage, because your core pricing is built into this. John, when you look at what people are buying, I think we were talking about this, they're really rushing towards this deluxe bundle, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's a really great out-of-the-box experience, and it's a good bundle for those that want to get in the game for live streaming. It's a beautiful package.
Cool. Let's talk about these SIMs a little bit. And I think you guys don't want to bring this up full screen, but I'm going to let you talk about it, John. What's so important about these Telna SIMs? What are they? How come you can offer them and other guys can't?
Well, we did a deal with Telna. Telna is a wholesaler of data. They have their own network that runs on top of the AT&T, T-Mo, and Sprint carriers. So what the consumer will find is when they receive the VidiU Go from us, they'll receive a couple of SIMs with a registration instruction that they register those with their credit card, and they can top up that SIM. These are actually the same SIMs as other cellular bonding companies use, but we are charging exactly what it is costing us. We've never been in that game, so we're passing that on. The nice thing about these things is that they are automatically going to connect to the fastest network in the area that it's in. And at this time, they support AT&T, T-Mo, and Sprint, and hopefully in the short future, we'll be adding Verizon onto that.
And basically, I just load the data that I'm going to need in, and then I use it till it's done. If I know I have a big long show 1 month, I load more data in. If I know that I only need 5 gigabytes, that's all I need to load in. I can load in every day if I want to, the day before I'm going to do a show or whatever my bulk is. So I like this a la carte pricing. Certainly, I am sure if you want to work with your local vendor of carrier, you can get a lower rate, but you're committing to that rate every single month. And I think in the live streaming game, we never know exactly what we're going to be using. So out of the box, I strongly recommend people give a consideration to this, even if they're paying a few dollars more than a contract, because they're not bound to a contract.
That's exactly true. It's a very easy way for someone to get in the streaming game using cellular bonding when they don't have to go down to the local store and subscribe to another carrier. This has really been, I feel this has been the barrier between enabling someone to get in the streaming game with cellular bonding, because nobody wants to go and add another $10 or $20 to their phone bill. They don't want to subscribe to another subscription model. This is a pay-as-you-go system, not just for the SIMs, but also for the core system. So we think we're onto a winner here.
And we agree with you. And, we put this little slide together of who uses VidiU Go. And if you could take this full screen, Ed, one of the things that's important about this slide is when you look at prosumer professional, those guys are earning money for this. So it's easy to say I'm going to dedicate a certain amount of dollars per month to it. But, if you're a sports or an esports team, you're on a tight budget, you want to put your money into training and getting more baseballs and new bats and equipment. You don't want to be spending it on streaming. You want to pay for the streaming you use. K-12 education, I know that's a big issue where you've got tight budgets. Now you can know that if you're going to stream, you just need the money you need to stream for. Regional broadcasters are using products like this because it's so professional. House of worship is another area where you just want to pay as you go. You know that your service is an hour every Sunday, let's say, but you don't know if it's going to go an hour and a half or 2 hours. Or maybe some weeks you'll do extra services, or maybe you'll start bringing in a class that the preacher is doing with some of the local congregants that you want to share with other people. So there's really great stuff there. Of course, you can do in real life as well. That's something that's a whole nother subject we'll talk about one day, because God bless these guys who are putting their whole life on YouTube. I don't get it, but a lot of people do, and some of these guys are making big money. So we're happy to sell them a product that works great, right, John?
Absolutely. And what you actually didn't mention is that these SIMs work in 100 countries. So if you are traveling to Canada or somewhere else, you're going to not have to change the gear, or not have to worry about a different carrier.
So I'm calling a timeout here. What you're telling me is this same SIM, if I go to Europe works. I don't have to get a separate set of SIMs internationally. If I go to South America, it just works. I mean, you're saying 100 countries. I'm sure there's some countries it won't work in, but out of 100, the odds are very good you could take this thing wherever you want to go. And that's a big difference between even buying it through your local carrier. It's going to charge you international roaming and other charges on top of another SIM. So just another bonus of this complete package for $26.90.
Right. Now, we may charge a different wireless fee.
Yes.
But you won't have to worry about getting a different SIM.
Right.
And they're all very competitive, very, very competitive rates.
Cool. Now, as soon as you launched the VidiU Go, one of the biggest things that our phones and your phones lit up with is what's the difference between the VidiU Go and a Cube? So I think I'm going to simplify it way too much, and you can go into more detail, but the VidiU Go is really dedicated to go to a CDN, Facebook, YouTube, and RTMP stream. It's not for working into more complex workflows where you may need other things, whereas the Cube is far more versatile. The Cube is an encoder. You can go via Wi-Fi to a mixer. You can send to multiple types of sources as well. So just if you could, a little bit more about why the Cube is a different product, a little bit more expensive, and who might need a Cube versus a VidiU Go.
You're right, Gary. You explained it very well. The Cube is not just used for streaming to CDNs, but also used for streaming to point, or is used for on-set monitoring onto an iPad. So it is also the basis for our larger bonding system, the Bond in the Backpack that uses 4 SIMs. So it's definitely in our professional range, whereas the VidiU Go is priced at a point that the semi-pro can afford.
But just because it's priced for a semi-pro does not mean this isn't a broadcast product, a professional product that people can use at any level. The bonding is a proven technology. Like you guys said, 45,000 encoders sold. You guys, this might be your first prosumer bonded product, but you've been selling bonded products used by the networks, used by major production facilities, for years. This is not. It's a new product for Teradek, but it's hardly a new technology.
It is the 3rd generation of VidiU family, and I think it's a huge jump from the previous generations. I think we've learned an extreme amount in design, in software design, and in coding and in encryption. All these things have really come together to launch a phenomenal product.
Cool. Well, Jon, I want to thank you very much. I knew we were going to run close to a half hour because we had a lot of good news to send. Now's the part of the show where I tell people about the upcoming stream. So we're going to say goodbye to you. Thank you very much. You did a great job, and take a throat lozenge.
Thank you very much.
All right. What do we have coming up on the next few shows? We've got G Technology, G-Raids, options for Thunderbolt and USB-C. We've got the Atomos Shinobi. The Ninja 5 was our product of the year last year. It's a great product, the Ninja V. The Shinobi's coming out, as are the Atom X workflows. We're super excited about that. And then on March 26th, got a great friend of ours, Frank Scartozzi from Matrox, is coming on. He's going to talk about the Monarch encoders and how they're being used in schools, churches, government agencies, and corporate uses. We're actually going to do a segment on each of those verticals on how a Monarch has been used to set examples for how versatile a product it is and where you can use it on. All right, so today's show, the VidiU Go, I think you found it was a phenomenal show. Want to remind people they can call us at 800-323-2325 to learn more about these products, to order these products. We use these products. We can configure the products. We can run through with you in detail how the product works and what bundle you need to buy. With the bundle, we really recommend the deluxe bundle because it's just everything you need. Plus, it all comes in a nice case, which is great because you're going to be traveling with this puppy. This is Gary. We went about a half hour long. Gary from Videoguys.com, 800-323-2325. We're here Tuesdays, 2 p.m., Video Guys Newsday Tuesday. This is Gary. Peace.
Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.